I think the best thing about my year as an MA student in Durham was actually the course itself. I loved the range of material that you studied, both the breadth and the depth. I felt like I read a huge amount of material last year, but also that I really got to go into depth on the topics that mattered to me and the things that I was interested in. And I think from that respect, doing the dissertation over the summer period works really, really well. You finish the taught modules in May, and then you have until September to do your dissertation. And that felt very rewarding and a lot less stressful than it would have been if you had to do it all in one period. So in terms of the course structure, you can choose to do either the general English literary studies pathway, which most people do, or you can do a specialised pathway if you know that you have a particular interest in a certain area of literature. And for me, I chose to do the MA in Medieval and Renaissance Literary Studies because I knew that I wanted to be a medievalist. And although you don't have to do all your optional modules from that pathway, I did choose to because I knew that was what I was interested in. I should say that the modules that I did on the MA course weren't necessarily the modules I thought I was going to do when I applied, because a couple of them didn't end up running. But I'm actually really glad that I got the chance to branch out. I ended up doing a module on narrative transformations, which is about the transformation from medieval romance to Renaissance epic. And that was a fantastic module and something I knew I wanted to do from the beginning. But I also did a module on Old English literature and language, and also the Anglo-Saxon world, things which I'd never really studied before and knew very little about. And I think that was really helpful for me for career progression as well, really, as well as just general interest in learning about an older period. And I think the Anglo-Saxon world module, that was actually an interdisciplinary module run between English, history and archaeology. And that was fantastic to get the chance to experience different disciplines and see the way that they work. And I think, again, really good for career progression to branch out a bit. So the way that the teaching works on the taught MA is there aren't any lectures for the MA course. It's all based around seminar learning. So it's mostly very small groups which you're in for the seminars, and you get lots of chance to kind of air your views and have a really good discussion. Often the seminars were based around giving presentations and then discussion afterwards. And for me, that was something I found absolutely terrifying. I just didn't want to present at all when I first came to Durham, and I thought I'd look like a complete idiot and say all the wrong things. But I'm really glad that we were forced to do this in class, because it's actually really helped me build up my confidence. And over the course of the year, I was able to present in class to small groups of people who I got on really well with and knew I wasn't going to be made fun of or anything, right? But I also spoke to people in college about my subject, and then eventually towards the end of the year I gave my first conference presentation, and I don't think I would have been able to do that if it hadn't been for giving presentations in the small seminars to start with. I think that's a really valuable skill to have learned on the MA, not only for academia but also I think for a lot of jobs it's quite important now.